Hey, buddy.
Hey.
My brother just woke up. This is Joseph, and who are you, buddy?
Christopher.
Christopher. My brother Christopher is up. We are playing some more Final Fantasy 15. Right now, I'm going to give my final review, thoughts of the game, all that good stuff as I'm playing. I'll do my best to not get sidetracked. I don't really care if I do well or not. Who cares? I'm just doing fetch quests right now, which is basically half the game. I'll get into my problems later.
Let's go shopping.
It works for me.
So, game's been out for a while now.
You coming or what?
Yeah, of course I'm coming. I'm
Look,
going towards it.
There's the next one.
Right. Let's check it.
So, give you guys to give a little backstory here.
Looks A-okay to me. Let's go. Time's a-wasting.
This game, I remember seeing this game for the first time when I was, 10 years ago. 11 years ago, actually, now I think about it. I was 10 years old. I don't know for sure if I saw it then.
Everything in order?
But
Yep.
All right.
I at least saw it from 2008 up until now. I wasn't keeping tabs on it because I wasn't really into keeping tabs on video games at the time. There was no real, I didn't really get, discover that excitement. Nor was I all that interested in Final Fantasy to begin with at the time. Hey, buddy. I'm just pouring out my, thoughts about the game. Do you want to give your review of the game first?
That's alright.
Well, what do you think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you...
That's alright. What I really enjoy about it is the open world.
Oh, yeah.
Gameplay.
I agree.
Stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That is one of the good things about this game. But I saw this game back
And I
in
do
like...
enjoy some of the characters in there too.
Yeah, some of the characters are good. Prompto, I like Prompto. Gladio, I like Ignis, I like the Four Brothers. I think those are the only characters that I really, truly liked, aside from Arden, who's just God's great gift to the world. Thank God
So how about a
we
breather?
had a genius come up with this flippin' madman. Genius madman that we know as Arden Mizuya. That's one of the good things about this game.
All right.
Arden is charming.
This is the
You have a
last of
hard
them.
time loving and
Fingers
hating
crossed,
the
this
man at
one's
the same
okay, too.
time. It's such a convoluted spur of emotions. It's, buddy? You love him, but you hate him, right, pal?
Right.
Yeah. Noctis, jeez, get closer to the box. How are you gonna... You're not looking at it, dude. Well, you are looking at me. Did I glitch the game?
On your guard.
Oh my
We
god.
got company.
Oh.
Let's do it, Mr. Hunter.
Yeah.
Took him long enough.
Wanna bash some heads in?
Jesus. Listen to the way he says that.
Bashing.
I wanna bash some heads. He sounds like he's on cocaine.
His abilities cold. Clean the glasses. Got the idea.
Well, that takes care of that. I can't believe they put Holly through that.
She was the best they had, I guess.
The best among a field without hunters.
Too few hunters and too many demons.
Well, I'm glad they're concerned for the woman. God knows,
Gas stations
They
are the
can't.
same wherever you go.
God forbid they actually have
That one looks
concern
more like
for
the
her.
gas station in Time for God.
Look a tad out of place.
I'll
in
get
the
to that
Crown
part
City.
a little bit.
Gotta love that smell, though, right?
Gotta wash the dishes and stuff before I go to bed. What's up, buddy?
Nothing.
How you doing?
Good.
I love you, man.
I love
I'm a little sick, buddy. I'm under the weather. Yeah, just note that that's why I sound really weird. Anybody that's watching this. I don't think anyone watches our show. Do you think so, buddy?
it too.
Probably nobody. People were watching me practice on the Platinum demo for Final Fantasy 15. Remember that? There was quite a few people coming in. There was like 4 people. That's a lot to us. 4 people watching our broadcast, our TV show. We don't even have a name for our TV show, do we?
No, we don't.
We gotta come up with a name here. But no, so I saw Final Fantasy Versus 13 way back in the day, and I was interested. It was the first Final Fantasy game I think I ever got interested in, except maybe 13, because I thought the trailers looked really cool for 13. You know, I know people don't like 13, but me and Christopher have sort of a soft spot for the game, right, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. I guess you could say that.
We're interested in the game. We've never played it, but
Yeah.
you know, never say never. I haven't even played Sonic 06, and I'm going to play that one of these days. See the horror that was the game I was most hyped for as a kid, Sonic 06. I thought it was like, oh, the next Sonic Adventure game, because it looked like a continuation of Sonic Adventure 2, so... And I wanted to get that, but I only got the 360 version, and I had a PS3. My grandmother didn't know the difference. God bless her. But, anyways, back on 15. But I remember seeing Versus 13 every now and again. New little trailers each, you know, it was quite a hyped up game at that time. I remember a lot of people being excited for it, talking about how it was better than 13 just by the way it looked alone. I didn't understand that at the time because I didn't know any popular opinion of Final Fantasy games, which was the best, which was the worst. I was totally out. But no, then I saw the game again in around 2011. Really impressed with it. I didn't even dream of getting it because I didn't have the system capable of running the game. We were all the Wii, right? The Wii was our only system. That was us, just the Wii. We didn't even have we didn't have anything. We had a poor man's system, the Wii, which we loved. So I don't give a crap. The Wii was great. But then I saw the game again. 2013 was the year that things changed. My interests started going beyond Nintendo and into the realm of other games besides just Sonic outside of Nintendo, because we just love everything Nintendo now. Still do. Even though they've fallen off a bit, in my opinion. And 2013 PS4 reveal, the year Sony went full ham with reveals for their next big games for PlayStation 4, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Final Fantasy 15. Now, Kingdom Hearts 3 took my attention more than 15, in a way, because of just the sheer reaction to Kingdom Hearts 3 was absolutely insane. I was not aware that so many people wanted another Kingdom Hearts game. I kept hearing about people wanting Kingdom Hearts 3. I was actually deeply interested in that when I was a kid. You know, oh, what's this? Kingdom Hearts? Ever since that's a game I've always wanted to play since I was a kid. Actually, not Final Fantasy 15. I remember seeing the first and second game advertised when I was real little, and I wanted to play those games so badly. But we didn't have a PlayStation, so it couldn't happen. But then, I'd say after about a few months, I started looking into the. Well, let me tell you how I first discovered Kingdom Hearts 3. It was actually a reaction video by
back. How'd it go?
this channel KZ.
We went and we saw. The lights are fine.
I appreciate your help, but more than that, I feel bad.
It was just a video
of
these bunch of guys
No? How come?
Fact is,
reacting
I've been taking on too much.
to
I only end up
the
passing it
reveal
on to
of-
other
the
people.
double reveal of
Kind
Kingdom Hearts
people
3
like you. That's no way to
and
do a
Final
job.
Fantasy 15.
It took a while, but I realize that now. I had a dear friend. She was killed by demons. That's why I joined this company. So I could bring more light into the world and prevent tragedy.
That's why demons scare you so much.
Yeah, I can't change the past, but I can change my ways. From now on, I won't hesitate to say no. It's the only responsible thing to do if I want to protect people like I mean to. You've done so much for me. I can't thank you enough. But here, please take this as a small token of my appreciation.
See, there's little bits of sass for this game, just like things like that. You know, stuff that you in the story.
I just can't say no. Real bad habit.
She's a woman who takes a lot of pride in her work.
She doesn't cut herself any slack, that's for sure.
I just hope she can take things easier from here on out.
I'd say she can do anything she sets her mind to.
Right, I'll have all the women wear the same uniform. It's just a jacket. I'll be back. I gotta do my chores. Hey buddy, you wanna talk to my place?
Sure, what's that? Look, I don't know what to talk about.
Well, I'm back. Our good old stepmother did the dishes before I could even get to it. Jeez. Alright. Alrighty. So, yeah, these guys, KZ, were just a bunch of guys reacting to the to the double reveal of Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3. And I remember watching these guys, and I was just shocked at, you know.
How many times are you gonna change?
It's so hot. At this rate, I'm gonna run out of things to wear.
Oh, that's new.
Wash them. Ought to dry quick enough here.
But it was a funny video. I never saw a reaction video before, and I was, like, deeply affected by the fandom through that video. And then I started watching other videos reacting to Kingdom Hearts 3's reveal. Their reaction to Final Fantasy 15 was also hilarious. I was like, you know, but I was first, but that's what got me into the whole fandom and whatnot. Was that video by these guys, KZ. It was just a bunch of guys, you know, they were just reacting to the hyped reveals of the new games coming out. It was very new to see, for me, to see such excitement, you know, about all that. You know, I'm gonna go fishing and whatnot. So, after I got done watching all the reaction videos for Kingdom Hearts 3 and just growing such a great appreciation for the fans that love the game, you know, which, by the way, I'm gonna start, you know, playing the games, at least 1 and 2. I don't really have patience for all the others, maybe Birth by Sleep. I played the last spin-off game they released, which came out 2012, something like that, maybe 2013, on the 3DS. That's the only Kingdom Hearts game I've ever played, and I loved the hell out of that anyways, so yeah, there's that. But, but once I was done with that, I was looking more into the other game, which I was, you know, vaguely interested in at the time.
Everything in order.
Final Fantasy 15. Yep. Now, I was first taken aback by how familiar it seemed to be from the old trailers, but at the same time seemed a little different. And this made me get into a binge watch of all the trailers that came before up to that point. And the more I watched and the more I realized how ambitious and exciting and awesome the game was. The things that got me so enthralled into the story, into my own imagination of what the story could mean, of the mystery of of it all. It was dark, it was gothic, it was gritty. It was very interesting. It left a lot of things open for interpretation. It made you think too about what it all was. That first trailer with Douglas coming down the steps I saw those years ago, at least way back in 2008, maybe a little sooner than that. I always wondered, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? I mean, I assumed he could have been a good guy, but just the sheer weight of it all, slicing through troops like it was nothing, using swords, conjuring them out of thin air, stabbing people, climbing a freaking building and stabbing people through the chests. Oh, jeez, it was so... that was so amazing, and it was mysterious too, like this dark badass just coming in and just what was his backstory? Why did he seem so solemn and alone? Dark. What was the plot of the game? Just at all, you just wanted to know more about the context of what was going on. It was like a teaser for something really special, something really great, something really amazing. And seeing those 2011 trailers only further. The 2009 trailers, also, Stella. I just grew so attached to Stella as a character in just such a short amount of time. The 3 to 5 minutes that they showed of her in the cutscenes, in the trailer scenes, even that's including the 2013 trailer. All of it included. You just grew such an attachment, a personal attachment to Stella. She was such a charming character. She was also mysterious. She had a personality that you could really dive into just right off the bat. She seemed cheerful, strong, but a bit, mysterious. She felt like she held a lot of secrets in her past, things that she didn't want to tell. And seeing her, the first thing that we see of her, seeing her attempt to fight the main character, Noctis, so defiantly, willingly, yet hesitantly, it was just such a shock.
Care to hear my plan?
To see
give me the short version.
something like that happen.
I'm afraid.
Something that you never saw before.
Tread lightly.
And
The hunt is on.
Impressive. That sounds done. Never knew what hit him.
it was just like you just
No
felt
use
like
hanging
this
around
was going to
here.
be a really
Indeed.
great game. Like what this was going to be something really special. It was going to be an epic, great tale of love, tragedy, and as we would come to realize, friendship, all that good stuff, all those good things. Seeing the 2013 trailer really opened up my eyes to how incredible this just this game looked. It just looked so amazing,
Because there's a fine prize skulking in these waters.
and like
What prize?
The cherry comb
just-
trout. You need more than
like
a good lure to take that
taking down
whiting
bad
backer.
guys, only with
Like
your
what?
friends again.
Timing.
Noctis was a serious
He only
badass,
bites at
and he
dawn
wasn't
and
too,
at dusk.
dark
wanna
and
catch
alone
him,
like he,
you gotta play the waiting
like he could have been.
Wanna
You
have
could
a
say
go?
he was
There's
before.
another prize in
It
it
felt
for
like a
you.
balance
Sure,
of
I'm in.
elements.
That's the spirit.
know,
you ain't afraid of a
having-
challenge. That attitude will
Having all
take
these
you
cool
far.
guys helping you out. Before they were pretty much token caricatures of their own stereotypes. which this game sort of makes them seem that way. So seeing all that just really set my attention. Yeah, getting distracted. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. I've gotten pretty good at fishing,
Great job,
actually.
Knocked.
Trout. Trout's pretty good, guys. Yeah. But, no, the game seemed really cool. Like, it felt like it was being ambitious. Like, it was really breaking ground. It wasn't keeping itself bound by predictable stereotypes in any sense of the word. You know, it felt like it was treading its own new ground. Like, it was pioneering something. It was a new kind of RPG. It wasn't just retreading old ground or anything like that. It was really trying.
Are you just trying to impress us? Hell no.
But the game, you know, what we ended up getting was very different from what we saw even from 2013 trailers on. Wait. So, to get back to what I was saying before, the game, well, just
On your
finish
left.
the backstory.
Thanks.
It looked like, it just looked so new and exciting. Like, it looked like it wasn't something you could just predict, you know, and all that stuff. You know, it felt like it was an ambitious project, you know, and you saw in the trailer, you know, Stella and Noctis. You saw those emotional scenes with Noctis and his father, you know, eating the soup together. You know, those were emotionally pulling scenes. Stella and Noctis were spending romantic time together, even as, you know, kids. You know, they were having deep conversations about life, destiny, you know, just all these things. It felt like it was going to pull at your heartstrings, you know, all these things. The game just starting off with the invasion of your home world, you know, like, how are they going to, you know, build this place up as your home and make you feel like, just make it feel that impact of losing it all to a force that you can't completely understand, but a force that you just know that you have to beat. And so many elements to the story, just, it felt like it was all in place, it was all there. And then, that was one of the games like at its high pitch, like it was at its peak. Everyone was excited for this game. I couldn't really see anybody really complaining about it, only that it's taken so long to get it going. And I was wondering why it was taking so long, but I could wait. It wasn't the game that I wanted more than anything in the whole world. But, it wasn't something that I followed like Zelda. I was like a fanboy. But, anyway, years passed. I saw bits and pieces of the game more and more. I was becoming more and more interested in it. But at the same time, as I was getting deeper into Final Fantasy as a series, and eventually I began to play 10, as me and my brother have deeply enjoyed for the past couple months. Still have yet to finish that game, but as I beat, awaited this game, this past year, has been the most effective in how my attitude has changed towards this game. Because it is how I felt about the game, the little things that were changing, upon hearing the news that the invasion scene was taken out of the game, upon hearing the news that Stella was changed, Stella was taken out of the game. No real explicable reason to it, other than they couldn't find a way to bring her in, which, excuse me, to be honest, if you go back right now and see all the information as how Luna's story was going to be, you really can't see a reason why they would just replace Stella completely. Like, it makes no damn sense at all. Why? And I was thinking myself at the time, why are they changing all this stuff? Like, this just seems totally unnecessary. Why change Stella? I liked Stella. And Luna just seemed like a different person. She just seemed like your traditional...
Where's the damn sun?
Her personality, It wasn't bad, it's just it was more traditional, it was more predictable. It didn't feel as grounded as Stella's was human, as human, I'd say. Maybe, that's not fair. I wasn't as interested. So...
Just what are you up to?
Gladio, just chill, dude. Jeez. So, there's that. Starting to hear the trickle of news for the first time, because that was when I was starting to actually get into the deep thick of things here. I was really starting to look into it. Why not? Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, let's not fast travel. Yeah. We're gonna go to Chocobo Outpost. I gotta
Everything
finish
in order.
Yep.
Quest. Kill the white behemoth. I think you guys might like that. Although I don't want to kill him too quickly. Get some enjoyment out of this. Excuse me for the sniffing. But it's like decisions like that. And I think you could just attribute this to late 2014 throughout 2015, just upon hearing news like that, that the director was changed. Even as a kid, I could feel that there was something wrong, like there were problems arising. And it didn't seem like it was natural problems that you would bump into making a game. It seems like inside issues within the company itself, or whoever it was, creative issues. And as I'm, hearing these disappointing things, basically the trickling of every element in the game that got people excited throughout all those trailers, that the very reason people were interested in the game to begin with, badass Noctis, taking down, dark, brooding Noctis, being a badass, taking down all these guys in the blink of an eye. The whole dynamic between Stella and him, just mystery of why would they fight each other? What was that all about? Will they ever make peace with each other? Will they ever love each other, or will they just remain enemies? Just that whole dynamic right there, something that you don't see ever. I don't think it's ever been explored in a game before. Just the concept of that's more interesting. Just more like, just gets your mind racing. Just made it interesting. Or why the invasion scene was taken out of the game. The Midgar scenario of Final Fantasy 15, the thing people were probably most hyped for was just the scenario of an invasion kicking things off, and then the mystery of what lied in the great beyond. Like real atmosphere, real mystery, and sky turned real blue real quick. And just the steady, and even just all these things, just the steady decrease of hype for the game by the announcement of all these things that got people interested in the game for years, leaving the game itself. And this is what started getting me worried, even though I was still excited for the game. And then 2016 began, and we got the Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered event. Everyone remembers how amazing that was. And I was still excited for the game.
Put the top up before it starts pouring.
However, my attitude started to change. I was not impressed with the new trailer too much. At first, I thought it kind of looked cool. They had Stand By Me playing in the background. I thought it was kind of out of place because, just the atmosphere they were giving off in the whole game. Noctis and Co. Just doing crazy road trip things and stuff like that. The whole vibe, the dark atmosphere, the gritty vibe that I so desperately loved about the game that I had been seeing for years was nothing but a memory in the wake of all these in the wake of this new stuff I'm seeing in the game. It was like the game itself changed, and it was just a completely different game. Mostly different. Sure, it had Noctis. Sure, it had his friends. Sure, plots, elements in the game actually, they sort of take place in the same way, in the beginning at least. But things were lost, it felt. Noctis, slowly we were discovering just basically how the game began before we even got our hands on the game. Noctis and his friends not even being present in the invasion was the very first big red flag that I got. And I never felt this way prematurely before a game even came out like this. I never felt like, oh, this is trouble here. Because I wasn't I wasn't as, I never thought really about this stuff. But my first instance of worrying was losing the emotion Noctis and his friends, having to escape a city being overrun by their mortal enemy, for discarding the emotional impact of a scene that in the beginning of the game that would have set off a chain of events that would have kept you as far as a story point, emotionally invested into the rest of the narrative. And that's something that I could not see any other reason, I could not see anything about such a decision for the game of it other than just being a detriment to the game itself. Like the anime, they were announcing the anime, the movie, and all that looked really awesome. But when you were looking at the game itself, it felt like it was, I was realizing that all the things that I'm seeing It was all the things that I wanted to in
Safe
the
and
game
sound.
itself.
No mistaking the smell of chocobos.
The content in the game was being lost in the wake of all these other efforts to bring the story into different mediums. And I wasn't.
So what'll it be today?
And it's not like we saw the movie,
Y'all
we
still
saw all the
keeping on,
episodes of the
keeping
anime.
on?
It's not like we weren't interested in it, but even with all of that stuff, the story at the end of the day was
My
still
birds have all got
a
their
train
feathers
wreck.
ruffled.
A messy train wreck. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I can't get this. Jeez, this is stupid.
Y'all come back soon.
I hate this. Ah, jeez. Wow. Wow, this is stupid. I'm gonna look for other, hunts or whatever while I'm at it. But anyway, what I was concerned with was separating the story into different mediums to make people go to those different outlets in order to get the full experience for this game. Basically milking milking the cultish mentality that was surrounding this game that hadn't yet been finished, just feeding into that desire to want to know more and more about the story that they hardly ever knew about for years, by making them pay to see a film, by making them, granted the anime was free, but, just putting it into different outlets and stuff like that, compromising the experience of the game, the game's impact, because that was the real reason, the whole thing with the game. Shit. Because that was the whole thing with the game, we just... Basically, everyone just wanted to play the game. That was our main interest. Everything we wanted was in the game. And that was the main focus main desire, of everybody. So then putting them in this movie, into this TV show, all the backstories of these characters and everything just didn't make any sense. I just didn't understand it at all. And I was finding myself less and less interested in the game. Then the footage came out for the game, the very beginning of the game, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch it. But I watched it, and it greatly disappointed me. They used the whole time skip thing where, hey, here's the final boss that you're gonna have to fight later on. Now, find out how you get there. And it just, just spoils you the end.
You in some shopping?
Might not be a bad idea to stock up.
Illuminate! You're such a nerd.
This is another thing I don't like. I don't like how they make the, they try to spruce pop culture and whatnot into this game by making these guys act like dated characters for, my generation, and how they, how guys my age act or something. Like, we're all nerdy, we're all dorky, and yeah, it's great, but you know what? I'm not always like that. People can still act like people. I don't know. It's not what I was led to believe and what I wanted for this game. Let me try and formulate my thoughts a little bit better so I'm not rambling like an idiot. So, okay, I'm worried about the game. It felt lacking the more I was seeing it for a good solid 6 months before the game finally came out. That was my first concern. And this is where I was starting to get a little upset
No big deal.
with the game before it even was released. I was starting to realize that the game that I had wanted was no longer to be found in the game that was to be released.
Nothing to it.
Everyone else was hyped for the game, and I was still willing to give the game a chance. You know, but let's just say by that time my excitement was greatly diminished by the slow realization that all, you know, everything I was seeing in these new trailers, you know, was not representative of, you know, of everything that I was led to believe was this game's identity. And, you know, as a pretty new Final Fantasy fan, you know, I didn't want that. You know, I didn't. I felt like I was kind of being cheated a little bit, you know? Shit.
Not a lucky day.
We got company.
Misery loves company.
What the heck? That's creepy.
Enough talk. Time for some action. Capital idea.
Here goes.
Watch yourself, Noct.
I know.
Come on, baby.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Pronto, you're up. Watch out!
My pleasure.
Nice one, Proto. It's not
Well, I expected more of a challenge.
Don't let up now.
Oh, here we go, Gladio.
going for it. Gotta love it.
You're mine.
Feisty little devils.
We're in the home stretch.
Oh, here we go.
Anyone dead?
Not me.
Knocked?
Does tired count?
Oh, God. Anyway, there was one last bit of hope within me. And that was the Omen trailer. Now, I don't know if anyone knows about this trailer, but
Everything in order?
Yep.
All right.
it was like seeing... It was like watching a time capsule of the past open in front of your eyes. It felt like seeing the game that you always wanted. It felt surreal to me. It was like watching... It was like... I was just shocked by the trailer. You know, when it was announced out of nowhere. And, I was already skeptical about the game. I didn't feel like, you know, it was gonna meet my expectations. I was feeling very worried about it, you know, because it just, you know, you get so invested in this game that you wanted so long at this point, you know, you just to go under the realization that the game was probably not gonna be as good as you thought it was, you know, kind of a huge bummer. So I watched the open trailer, and like I was saying, it was like, where the fuck have you been? Oh my, like, that was the reaction. The first intense and amazing trailer that we had gotten since
We need to replenish
2013.
our supply of curatives.
One of the
Gotcha.
greatest trailer. I'd argue it's one of the greatest trailers ever for a video game. Ever. Just ever. Just everything about it. It was like watching, like, Versus
Welcome
13
back.
come back from the grave. And not just the grave, like,
Great job.
better than ever. On steroids. Like, it was like, I was like thinking, is this the game that
What'll it be today?
Is this like...
It's quite an intimidating lineup.
Not really, dude. I'm like 99. So, it was like...
We have a target.
It just felt like so weird.
Might be rough.
Like, this was the
careful,
layer of a game that I was worried about. Because I was worried it was missing every single fucking element within it that I had desperately been wanting since I realized, since I first saw the game all those years ago, and for the longest time have just been clamoring. It had everything. It had mystery. It had intensity. It had, you know, it was serious. It felt like a big epic adventure tale. It felt real. It felt dark. It had all the weight, the emotional weight to it that you were expecting from the, you know, all the previous trailers before. You know, this game just having so much emotional weight. You know, Noctis, God, he was like possessed in that. You were like, why was he possessed? Why was Noctis possessed? Why did he kill Luna? What was going on? What would drive him to this path? And, you know, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, this is a premonition, you know. Yeah, it was a premonition of King Regis, but, you know, a popular theory about that trailer is that it is an omen of what would happen if Noctis went all by himself instead of with his friends.
And that's disgusting.
And to that I say, there's no proof that so that, you know, just those circumstances. So he just went alone. Nah. That he would be driven to madness by no outside source. You know, so mad that he would... What, that he would kill Luna? You kidding me? Like, give me a break. I mean, it sounds great in theory, but it's not something that I personally... You know. Feed to the fall grove. Okay, I guess gotta go all the way back down. Anyway, it wasn't the theory that I was banking on. So that makes it untrue.
Cut it out, man.
Shut up, Prompto. Okay, gotta get down. Gotta get down. So, you know, after, you know, watching the greatest trailer of all time, I started asking myself a very impossible question. Because my hype was so real, it just felt impossible. Like, why would they release this trailer now? Why would they misinform us on what the story is, get our hopes up? You know, like, all these things. You know, I just could not understand how it could be anything but the game that we were about to get. Until I realized, you know, just by the wording of the trailer itself, you know, the details that they disclosed, it sounded like they were distancing their story in the story of the trailer from the game itself. You know, it just started to dawn on me that none of this stuff was going to be in the game. None of the elements that they brought back just for this one trailer that they are advertising for their new game. All of it was not going to be included. None of the interesting concepts, all of them were returning in this one trailer. All of that we wanted. And well, to be honest, just to wrap up this 50-minute rambling that makes, you know, no one's going to watch. I'm hearing something down here, I don't like it. Phew. Something down there. Something nasty. Well, playing the game, I can tell you guys I was right. All those fears were completely true. And watching Final Fantasy Peasant do all of his theory videos and stuff like that, it didn't really help much to my reaction to the game and how it, you know, would be. So I'm playing the game. I think I'm getting closer. Hold on a second. Alright. This thing sounds pretty damn nasty. But anyway, so that's what got me angry actually. You see the Omen trailer and realizing that none of the things in those games, all the things that we wanted from the game in the first place, and that, you know, it confirmed to me that they knew it. They knew how much we wanted all those elements in the game.
Yeah, that's that.
All
They
those
won't know what hell.
My hero.
Anyway.
And on we go.
Indeed.
Anyway,
Right.
if you want another...
That's crossing the line. Hey, where'd you learn that one,
Watch this!
Back to it.
Right.
But anyway, to make a long story short, my life is the game where just about, you know, basically it just boils down to everything I, you know, all my concerns about the game leading up to it. Everything that I was afraid of happening happened.
Don't be late. Get back! We're on the same page.
You know? The story was lacking.
Not a fan of mushy
It
desserts.
just didn't feel like anything was happening. All the ambition of the game that you saw was just sucked out of the game. Sure, it's got a big open world and stuff like that. You know, so it's not really that big. It's really nothing. I mean, I give credit to Tabata, making do with what he could. 3 years and getting it up. It's much better than he did. But I attribute some of this game. I attribute some of these criticisms to him as well, not just Square. I mean, let's be honest, they rushed this fucking game out the door, you know? I mean, they did. They rushed the game. Which way am I going?
I think I can handle this all by myself.
Shut up. I'm gonna kill you, don't worry.
Let's move. Yeah. Gotcha! What? Oh, sorry about that. Nothing goes, no?
The Prince of Pain.
Yep. Nothing to it.
Wait. I don't want to go up. Why am I going up? Trench. Basically. Oh my god, this is bullshit.
You're on fire today.
What can I say?
That wasn't so hard.
It takes two.
Like next team check.
Gotcha! Let's go, fellas. Oh yeah. Ready. I want to just flop onto a hotel bed.
Whew, cannonball for me.
Camp's not gonna cut it tonight.
Alright. I don't know where I am. But yeah, the story's lacking. I'm gonna say something that I had in my mind for a good while. This game. It's not that the game didn't seem like it was going to be good. It's just that the soul of the game has changed to me. Its sense of direction definitely changed, in my view. That being, the game seemed to slowly be turning into a more, let's say, traditional kind of game. As I was saying before, the game before it just looked like it was going to be so totally ambitious. Crazily out there. As something we had never seen before.
Hey, you want to watch where you're going?
Something that was... It just felt like it was pioneering something. It got my attention, you know, all the story, you know, got my attention. People say there was no story in those trailers. No, it gave you enough to interpret things. There was a story. It was a story that you wanted to see unfold. It had story elements that you wanted to see unfold. Not just going to get to his girlfriend and all that stuff, you know, just simply that alone wasn't, you know, that's a traditional approach. So as exciting and bold as, say, finding your girlfriend, your potential lover, all that good stuff. I'm gonna stop this soon. I'm gonna go to sleep. But basically, the thing with this game is just they did not give it the time and attention it deserved. And even at that, I'd say the vision for this game, the new vision by Tabata, you can say all you want, you know, Nomura fucked this game up. And that, I agree, you did. But I wouldn't even attribute that all to Nomura's fault. Even at that. Ray was busy and a lot of things to do. But the thing is, Nomura is a skilled ass director. The man is a visionary. You can't deny that. He gets you. He gets your attention. He makes you want to play his games. He makes you want to know more about the story. And that's precisely how I was affected by his concepts of versus 13. '15 after the 2013 trailer did not interest me to even half the level. It just it's a different game, people. And to be honest, I think it's a pretty soulless one at that. It's a game that tries, to me, it feels like it's trying to please everyone. It's trying to do all these things that nobody really needs in a Final Fantasy game. Open world, that's cool. If you're gonna make this game for another 2-3 years, that'd be a great idea. You know, that way you can integrate both a story.
We're sliding out that way.
We're going down. We're going down?
Going down.
Wait, we made it? We're really out? We're free!
That's overdoing it.
See ya!
No! Impressive.
Yep. You're out!
But like, You don't need all that stuff. I wasn't interested in those before. I was interested in seeing how the story would play out. You know, I like RPGs. I don't need an open world, all that stuff. The gameplay itself looked interesting. Ambitious enough just on its own merit. By the way, the combat in this game is actually pretty good. You know, it's not as easy to play. If you're under level, you kind of have to. So long. Like a dodger.
Sorry, Ignis! Now's our chance! Showtime!
Shit.
Out of the way! One shot!
Far less trouble than anticipated.
Let's put it out of its misery. Swift and painful.
Like, there were certain twists in the story that I was anticipating that just didn't happen.
Frankly, I'm just amazed we actually
Things that
made
would
it.
have made the game more interesting. For example, seeing all the villains, you know, all the guys, you know, like Aradia, the Steel guy. You never see the villains. You never see Aeolus. He just turns into a random crazy guy, Emperor dude. You know, immediately, first cutscene you see of him, and pretty much the last you see of him, you know, he just turns into a regular, you know, he turns into a demon at the end. He's like a nobody, not even a powerful demon. He's just whatever. He killed in like a second. You never really feel anything, any emotional impact. So Noctis' father's death, Gladiolus' father's death. They all just sort of joke around. There's no emotional roller coaster here. It's just shit. A bunch of shit that just goes on. And we're just expected to get invested in it all. But there's nothing. Just a bunch of it's just four dudes hanging out. It feels empty, you know? Soulless. No passion. No human. No human. There's only one cutscene that got my tears. And it's not exactly because of the story per se. Everything that I imagined the story to do, not doing what I wanted, but reacting to something that I had in my head for a long time, not being, but even regardless of the fact that it wasn't being delivered in the game that I played, all the trailers I talking about, seeing all these guys so long, you know, you're just growing in passion. Was the cutscene where Noctis expressed his emotional turmoil to his friends, seeing them all together for one last time at the last campfire site. That's it. You never got any, there was no love story between Luna and Noctis. No father and son relationship.
How should we do this, Noct?
Just do whatever. Not
You know?
Hi, Puzzle.
You got none of that. There was none of that. No emotional bonding moments like Noctis being as a kid and his father eating soup and stuff like that. None of that stuff. It was all gone from the game. Those emotional connections. Hardly any scenes of Luna and Noctis when they were kids. And all they were really talking about as kids was Luna was just going on and on about Noctis' destiny and how he needs to be the savior of the world and all that crap. It's like there was no, like, connection or bonding. It was sort of abstract. It was in the background. And you never got the sense that Luna really cared.
Say your prayers.
Personal way, one few moments, one cutscene.
Oh, sorry about that.
Showed Ravis's a side of Ravis that
Let's go.
You didn't
Indeed.
realize that, you know, that villain guy that doesn't seem to have any actual motivation to do what he's doing, and he just changes into a good guy too suddenly. Anyway, you go on to these leaks and see just the story going. The moon getting bigger and bigger and turning into a blood red. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I hate this.
I need now. Eyes
Wow,
peeled,
really?
mouth closed.
Keep this deal in check.
Dead Noct. I'll be sure to get lots of pics.
How about you fight instead?
I think I'm okay.
Let's get done with this riffraff. Let's give a champ. I know.
We're on the same page. Get back.
Yeah.
Here I am.
The graphics in this game are great.
Watch out.
Hey, Ignis, instructions. Now's our time. Nothing does, no?
Get back.
Biggie! My pleasure. Prompto, you're up.
Impressed. It's nothing. Never knew what hit him.
Oh,
Magnificent.
We're alive! Let's celebrate by eating something dead!
well, another thing that annoys me is how all these things could have been fixed. Oh my god. If you guys want to go, here's a better picture of what you guys, you know, you want to get some answers about, you know, this whole deal with confidence, you know, people are complaining. Well, there's a pretty damn good rational reason for doing so. Don't believe all those guys on the internet that, you know, claim they're the voice of Final Fantasy fans. It's stuff and say, oh, it's not as bad as people think, or you guys are overreacting, or whatever. It's something I can't stand more than people overreact. It's those that try to discount their reactions as valid, because 99% of the time what I've seen, people have a pretty good reason for being upset about things. Not counting black white oppression in the United States, not counting patriarchal oppression of women in the States, you know, not counting that. I'm talking like video games, fans of Paper Mario being disappointed by Color Splash, fans of Metroid being disappointed by Federation Force, you know, and now fans of Final Fantasy are being disappointed by Final Fantasy 15 for pretty damn good reasons. People should be listening to, and I really wish that thing would stop growling. God, I want to kill you too, but this fucking Jesus. Jeez, goddamn. So, alright, oh, shut him up. Anyway, it turns out that Omen trailer was recycled bits from Versus 13's story. So basically, it was a more interesting story that we never get to see because Tabata said, nope, I don't got time, and I don't want to even try to put the story in the game. Luna's abuse, which would have made the plot more interesting, would have made wanting to get to her and help her more interesting, would have made her death more tragic, would have made more sense. Because then it would have been even more tragic, given how everything she has gone through would have, you know, made it a deeper meaning for Noctis to have, you know, just some stuff like that. The lack of a father-son relationship, not tying Prompto, Ignis, and Gladio to one-note stereotypes, even though, you know, they got more depth to their characters. I still think they're too grounded into these predictable kind of characters. So, which is something I didn't get from the 2013 trailer. It just seemed like normal guys. Yeah, they weren't like, oh, that's the goofy one, that's the tough one, that's the smart one. That's stupid. It's not that's not breaking anything. That's going along with a standard status quo. You know, it just feels like people are, and you know what? Yeah, they're getting. People just feel the need to excuse developers and guys for doing all these things, like, oh, we should compromise with them. Trying to give it out to these guys instead of demanding for a higher quality, a higher standard in games or whatever. You know, instead of making excuses, guys, why don't you look out for yourselves and your own interests? Instead of letting others that label you as a fanboy or whatever for having a negative opinion. Negative opinions aren't bad. Negativity and positivity are in the same world. I mean, you can't have one without the other. So, it's not that, you know, it's not being negative for the sake of being negative. It's being negative because you care. You care for a higher standard. You care that companies don't cut corners in their own stories and stuff like that. And we should be getting to the point where, you know, people should just stop buying this shit. If they're going to compromise the story, sell it separately as paid DLC, or, oh, we're going to fix the game later. Alright, well then, developers and you guys, they don't have to come out with a game that's working. They don't have to put all their energy into the game if they could just fix it later. And that's why we got a lot of shit games that have like nothing to them. Street Fighter V, Star Wars Battlefront, Prey, God, so many. Watch Dogs. Jeez, the first Titanfall game. Now Final Fantasy 15. Starting just this new trend of adding story elements, character development, and necessary story into a game that should have already been in there. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sick and tired of that shit, guys. I don't care how many thank yous that Tabata and the guys give. You know, this game, you kind of lied to us with this game. You didn't attempt to make the game reach that level that it should have been. And you guys you didn't make it. You made a really nice looking open world game with a very soulless story to build around it. That's basically it. Not like it didn't have good moments, but it was nothing compared to the epic tale that we were led to believe we were getting. Nothing was interesting. He kept waiting for something interesting to happen, but nothing really happened. Basically, that's my rant. Lasted forever, I know. And I probably sound like I'm about to die. But oh well. Jeez, it's cold. Anyway, this is the Joseph and Christopher show. The France show. The France brothers. I think we'll go with the France brothers. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah.
Signing out. Thank you and good night.